Hi guys, I wanted to go over weeks 8 and 9 with you because we're going to do things a little bit differently. You're going to be working on a project over the Lorax, so you'll have these 2 weeks to complete everything that's required with that. So we do have two learning agendas, week 8 and week 9. So at a quick glance at week 8, you're going to read the Lorax, answer some questions, start researching, creating your project. Week 9, you will have a checkpoint, and then your project is due. So let's go into the details of this. So under Monday and Tuesday, you're going to either read the Lorax, here's a link I've provided that is a PDF, or I have read the story to you. When I read it, I do tell you where to pause in order to answer questions. For those of you who like the video, there is the cartoon listed right here that you can watch the video. These questions will be answered as you're going through them. You are going to submit these for a grade. On Wednesday, you're going to start researching an environmental issue. Now for this project, it's important to remember that you are speaking for someone. So remember in the Lorax, he speaks for the trees. You're going to speak for some other object, organism, that doesn't have a voice. So decide on your environmental issue, then start researching it and take a perspective or a stance on it. I've included the link here for our library databases. You've used those in your other classes. So if you need to go to those, the password and username are found at the top. Now let's look more specifically at the project itself. So on Thursday here, I have the instructions. So looking at these instructions, once you've chosen your topic, you have different formats for you to display your information. You can either create a storybook or a comic book. Here's the requirements. You could make an infomercial or a video down here. And then you have a podcast. Now with your podcast, there are links here to help you with that if you're interested in that. The video can be any format of your choosing. The storybook and the comic book, we've attached templates. For you to use a template, you'd have to make a copy of it and then share that with me. Or you could choose to do it on your own. If you want to do it on paper and make a photo of it and upload the photo, that's fine as well. So please note, even though you're choosing to do a video, you must provide a written script. Or if you're choosing to do a podcast, you must also provide a written script. So no matter which of the three projects you choose to complete, there is a written component. Now let's take a look at the rubric. So part 1 of the rubric is showing that you have clearly stated your opinion. So I have a clear and definite understanding of your opinion of the environmental issue, and it's been stated in a professional manner. You will then be required to state facts to support your opinion. You have to give a solution or a proposed solution to this environmental issue. You are going to identify your problem as either being long-term or short-term. Now we've been doing long-term and short-term for the past couple of weeks, so you should be able to identify that. If you need to refer back to the notes from previous weeks, please do so. Make sure that you provide an explanation of why you think it would be long-term or short-term. And then finally, you're going to identify some organisms and how they may or may not have been impacted by these changes in the environment. So that's your general project. Let's go back into Google Classroom and look at other pieces. On Thursday, May 14th, I'm going to pose a question to you and you're going to respond. This is basically my checkpoint of how you're doing in the project. You're going to tell me all about your topic and you're going to tell me what your product piece will be. On the following week, now in week 9, there will be an official checkpoint. This document is what you're going to use basically for your research. So you go ahead and be working on this in week 8. On here is where you're going to put your information, like your facts, your long and short-term ideas, the organisms. Anything that you have been researching is going to go on this document. And this is a document that you'll use to complete your final project. So once you've completed this, you really have everything you need to put together the project. And then finally, the last thing I've posted is an assignment that says I speak for project. This is where you need to attach your project. Because you're doing it differently, I'll need to see an actual attachment. So you would attach either your storybook, your pictures, your video, your podcast, or a link to it if I need to be able to get to it to grade. right? So essentially you have weeks 8 and 9 to complete this entire project with the questions and the checkpoints along the way. Make sure that you're budgeting your time. Don't think you can wait till the last minute to get everything done. This needs to be done throughout the 2 weeks. Okay, work on the front end, getting all that research out of the way, and work on the back end to get a really good, awesome project completed. I'm looking forward to see what you complete out of this. Let me know if you have any questions along the way.